Thank you and good afternoon. This is Sam Vaughn for Sam Sports Report. The national championship got underway last. It was a high-flying offense of Washington versus the defense of Michigan. Michigan got a touchdown to lead the game on a 41-yard run to start the game, 7-0. Washington with a field goal, it would be 7-3. Then Michigan would take a 14-3 lead. 17-3, but right before halftime, Michael Penix Jr. finally responded with a touchdown. Michael Penix to make it 17-10. Washington got the ball back, but immediately threw a pick. A field goal was recorded by the Washington Huskies, but flat domination in the fourth quarter by Michigan Wolverines as they outscored Washington 14-0. It was an upsetting night for the Washington Huskies and the quarterback Michael Penix Jr., who had a down press conference as he was sad the team lost, but he did thankful for the team and said life wasn't his plan, but he's thankful for everything that happened that made him a better person. Donovan Edwards in the game had 104 yards rushing on just 6 carries. He had his best game by far of his career. Now that Michigan has lost, it's off to John Harbaugh. I am not sure if the Commanders can get him. He's going to be able to go to any job he wants to, and I think he stays with Michigan, actually. It's hard to turn down $10 million. Chargers, they'll go there. Titans, maybe. Los Angeles, maybe. But as I said, I think he stays put. The Commanders have had some headline, bad or good, mostly bad, in the news for the last couple seasons. Dan Snyder finally sold the team after several sexual misconduct in 2009, 2019. A criminal attorney, Eastern Divisional, alleged Snyder of committing banker fraud. That those drops would readily be dropped. Snyder was signed $60 million withholding and from other teams. And finally, there was a last report of another sexual allegation against Daniel Snyder. In July, he was voted out as team in August to Josh Harris, who's an investment group leader, a billionaire. He owns the Sixers and the New Jersey Devils, to deal with Washington with the NFL recording a $6 billion deal. He has to fire a new coach, and he announced yesterday that Ron Rivera, he had success other places. He did not have success there. Well, they've had a lot of high names and a lot of big characters, but none of them have really led to success, including former Chief Marty Schottenheimer, Joe Gibbs, Steve Spurrier, Mike Shanahan, Jay Gruden, and Ron Rivera. They have not made it much success. The number one thing is the Commanders need a quarterback. Possibly they get them to number 1 with the Bears trade and get Caleb Williams. Or possibly in the draft they may have to go a little risky and take Drake May, who is selected to go number 3. Marvin Harrison Jr. is selected to go number 2, but they might just need a quarterback, and that might just be what they have to do. But we'll see. Eric Bieniemy, first former Chiefs offensive coordinator, who got the offense running in Travis Kelce and had the high-flying offense of the Chiefs, which was also another greatest show on turf. The Chiefs won 2 Super Bowls and made 5 AFC championships. So they had more successful than the Rams did. And St. Louis as just a success. And yes, Matt Mahomes is better than Kirk Warner. Next would be Eric Bieniemy. Eric Bieniemy is Chiefs offensive coordinator. I don't think he'll get the job, even though he led them to a lot of success. He hasn't got the job for some reason. That's maybe just because player relationship. In order to be a head coach, he's too hard on the players. Unfortunate, but those coaches don't usually work out for one reason or another. Bill Belichick had great success for one guy, and it was one great quarterback who was the greatest of all time, Tom Brady, whereas Andy Reid was a good coach with all players. It did take Patrick Mahomes, though, for him in order to win a Super Bowl. Ben Johnson is another coach you could rely on making a difference in Jared Goff's career. He has brought him to being back to the top of quarterback, and the top of one of the NFC top quarterbacks. Bob Solowski, he has led the Texans to a quarterback to C.J. Stroud to a Rookie of the Year, showing Stroud did that he can lead a good team. So maybe that's a coach. Shane Waldron, Seahawks offensive coordinator, he did a good job leading Geno Smith, but that's not what I want, and he did not make the playoffs this year. Antonio Pierce did a good job and with the Raiders at the head coaching job and linebackers coach, but he led them to a 5-4. Won a regular season game against a playoff opponent in the Chiefs. In the 2023 Chiefs will go to the playoffs. I think the Commanders need a offensive guy. My guy would be, in this order, Bill Belichick. I think could only do it with one guy, and one guy only was Tom Brady. And I think he's too past his time in the NFL, as showed the last couple seasons. And he's not done with the Patriots yet, as of last reports I've heard. Ben Johnson, Lions, my top candidate. And then my second top candidate that I think is realistic, Eric Bieniemy. And then my third candidate would be Bobby Solowski. And my fourth and fifth coach would be Anthony Pierce. And Dan Quinn would be my last choice for the coaches among the top 5. This is Sam Vaughn for Sam Sports Report. Here's more with Adam Schefter.
All right, Greeny, moments ago, the Washington Commanders fired Ron Rivera. No surprise there. We expected that to happen. It now officially has happened in Washington. Ron Rivera is out as the Washington Commanders head coach. He met this morning with the new owner, Josh Harris. And here's the interesting part. The Commanders are turning to the former Warriors sports executive Bob Myers and the former Vikings general manager Rick Spielman to help lead their search as they overhaul their department and try to identify a new head coach and general manager to lead in Washington. But Ron Rivera becomes the second head coach in the last 12 hours to be fired. Also, a change down in Carolina. The Carolina Panthers fired Scott Fitterer, their general manager. So he now joins their head coach being fired earlier this year. We've got changes in Washington. We've got changes in Carolina. We got changes in Atlanta last night, and there'll be more coming, Greeny.